All right, this is Gamer. So, welcome back to Star Citizen. Um, we are going to be doing part four of this series in um, Star Citizen Beginner's Guide for new players. So, this part four will cover ship startup and flight. Ship startup, exiting uh, the hangar in flight. And we'll go over a few more things as well, on like setting a course to another um, planet or destination. That's all gonna be covered in this step-by-step beginner's guide here. Without further ado, let's get into it, and we will first begin by going into our uh, hatch of our ship, and then sitting in the cockpit. So let's go into it. But of course, first you want to interact with the door. As you should have explained that a little bit. Okay, so of course, hold the F key, highlight open door, and click on it. You'll see the door. Um, you see the door opens up and the steps come out, so you can walk right up into the ship, and you can close the door behind you by interacting with it, and hit close door. Next, you're going to be checking out the interior of your ship here. This is the Aurora MR. So it should be most people's beginner ships that pledge to the game. You have a bed back here you can sleep in when you are not on a planet, you're in the middle of space, or just sitting on the planet. You want to save where you are before you log out of the game. So you would just interact with the bed and go to lie down, and you proceed to lie down in the bed. So we're gonna turn around. We have two entrance and exit ways for our ship, both to left and right. And to the front is the captain's chair for the cockpit. So you just interact with that to go into pilot seat. And now we have our we are now sitting in the cockpit, and the first thing I recommend you do is ask for launch clearance. So in order to do that, you will need to go into your mobiGlas. So we're gonna hit F1 and go down over to Comlink, and from here you are going to be going to the friends up here, the friends tab, and then you're gonna look for Area 18 landing services. So you're gonna see a diamond with an arrow, like a diamond symbol with an arrow, or like an arrow pointing towards the global chat. So you're gonna click on that arrow, left click on it, and that's gonna open up a comms channel to the landing services, and it will allow you launch clearance and open your hangar doors. So while the doors are opening, you can go right ahead and go and start up all the ship systems. If you do it via keyboard, you will need to hold down the Alt key and hit R. Or is it Control? Well, I think I have mine set up differently. So we're gonna go into option screen, key bindings. Alright, it is shift and R. I do apologize. So hold down the left shift key and hit R. Okay, So if that doesn't work, you can go down, hold the function key, the F key, and look for a button that might be highlighted to your left or to your left of your a cockpit here on one of your displays to the left. You're gonna look for power on and flight ready. There should be a button that will highlight once you hold down the F key. So look for that button, and you're gonna click on flight ready, and it's gonna start up all your ship systems for you, and including the engines. So once you get your ship started up, you can see a nice, beautiful um, cockpit display here, and the heads-up display. Everything looks fine. You can review all your ship systems here. Um, you can zoom in on your ship systems as well using the holding down the F key and using the mouse wheel to zoom in and out as you point it in the direction to view to get closer to any of your your cockpit screens here. So once you become familiar with your screens here and you're ready to take flight here, first of all you will need to know where your throttle meter is, your velocity meter, and your fuel gauge, your altitude meter. Altitude meter is to your right of your heads-up display, and then you have your hydrogen fuel levels here, and your quantum fuel levels, and also you have your two weapons that are equipped, two Bulldog laser repeaters. To the left of it is your velocity meter on how fast you are going. You can, well, let me see. This is your throttle gauge on how much throttle you are using, and you can also tweak your velocity gauge with the mouse wheel. You can take your velocity up and down by scrolling the mouse wheel back to go faster, pushing the mouse wheel forward to go slow down. So you can set it at any speed you desire. So right now we're gonna be in the safe zone where it should be, just below the red. So now that we have our hangar doors open for us, we can now launch our ship out of the hangar. And if you would like a different view of your ship from the outside, all you would need to do is hit the F4 key, and you will get an exterior view of your ship, which you can use your mouse. Hold down the let me see here. I believe you can get a good view of your ship here. Let me just go over the key bindings here and see what the what those are for changing the view of the ship. If you want to view around your ship. Well, I'm using the controller at the moment. Alright, so if you hold down the Z key and use your mouse, you can rotate around your ship and view different angles of it. I do apologize, I should have actually known about the Z key, but that is how you rotate the camera outside your ship. By holding down the Z key, you can get a good view of your ship from your cockpit that way. Now we are set and ready to take off. So now, in order to take off, you need to hold down the space bar. The space bar will elevate your ship and extend it up into the air for you. You can either tap it to safely ascend into the air, or you can hold it down to ascend faster. And same thing with the left shift key. If you want to go down or descend, you will just tap the well, it's a left control key. Left control key. If you want to descend or go down, you just tap it to take your time, or hold down to go down faster. So we're going to ascend into the atmosphere a little bit. So we're going to hold down the space bar, and as you are ascending, you are free to retract your landing gear by hitting the N key. And now that is retracted, can continue to ascend into the atmosphere, or you can proceed by flying into the atmosphere by increasing your throttle. So you want to point it up into the clouds at a 90-degree angle, I would say, or at a good angle. And then we're gonna go back into the cockpit for this. And then you want to increase your throttle via the mouse wheel to maximum, and then use the W key to go forward. You can hold it down. Or if you don't want to hold down the button constantly, you can switch to cruise control by holding down the left alt key and pushing C. That will put your ship into cruise control, where it will increase the throttle for you automatically, allowing you to focus on controlling the ship as it leaves the atmosphere. And as you leave the atmosphere, you are free to go hit the F4 key and go back into viewing the ship around you. Of course, the left mouse button will activate the weapons when you are out of the safe, the no fire zone. Now we are leaving the atmosphere. And we are entering into the void, slowly but surely. And if you would like to go a little faster, you are free to hold down the left shift key for your afterburners. You can see that the afterburners have been activated when you hold down the left shift key. You will see the fire increase from your engines. Be mindful of your afterburner, as it will is part of your boost gauge when you are using it to your left of your heads-up display. That's your boost gauge. It disappears when your boost gauge is back to 100%. and it will appear when you are activating your afterburner. So I recommend stopping the afterburner after 25%. It'll allow it to recharge faster that way. If you get in the red, it takes a lot longer to recharge. Well, a little longer. So now we are flying our first ship, and now we are ready to set a destination to another point. So we can now take it out of cruise control by hitting the Alt, holding down the Alt key and hitting the C key again, and that will slow your ship down to a halt. And you can fiddle with the throttle again if you like, with your mouse wheel, to get it back to a nice comfortable speed when you are ready to pick up speed again. Now, as it's slowing down, we can go into the mobiGlas again by hitting the F1 key and then going over to our skyline. On the bottom of the screen, you're looking for a skyline, and once you are in the map for the standing system, you are going to be looking for ArcCorp, which is where you will be located. The planet ArcCorp is down here by Standing and Pyro jump point near that area. So in order to view a little bit closer, you need to use the mouse wheel to zoom in to that location. You can adjust the angle with the left mouse button and adjust the position by holding the right mouse button as you zoom in. And if you're no longer able to see the planets, you can double click on the ArcCorp planet. You can zoom back out until you can see the planets again, of course, and then double click on ArcCorp. And after you double click it, you are able to zoom in again into the planet and to get close to the planet. Once you are zoomed in fairly close enough to still see all the locations at the planet and around the planet, you are going to be looking for a location called Bajini Point. You want to left click on Bajini Point once you get the cursor over there, and then you're gonna go up to the top of the screen and look for set routes. You're gonna left click on that, and now your route is set for Bajini Point. So now you can exit out of this navigation mode hitting the F1 key, and you will notice a green line near your radar in the center right here. This is your radar. It will detect enemies and friends that's close to you or in your vicinity when you rotate your ship in their direction, of course. But this red line, this green line, represents your point of interest. Your marked waypoint and destination, of which you have already programmed to travel to. So you want to point that green line towards the center until that green line disappears and is pointing straight forward. When it's pointing straight forward and it starts to slowly get smaller to the point of disappear, you are facing your designated travel point. So that's now you see a green square in the center of. You should see a green square in the center of your of your HUD, and that represents the Bajini point. So in order to get there, you can travel there very slowly with the regular ship engines, or you can get there at a lightning fast speed using what the game calls a quantum drive or quantum travel. Now, quantum travel requires a quantum drive, but we don't have to go into that into another video. So what we're going to do is activate our quantum drive to quantum travel. Yes. By activating quantum drive, we will have to push the B key. Now that we push the B key, the quantum drive system is online. As you can see at the top of the HUD right there, the crosshairs, and it's spooling. It's spooled. The quantum drive is now complete, and into the left there's a calibration bar, and that fills up as well, and you will see ready. So now once spooling is complete and calibration is ready, you can just hold down the B key to start quantum travel. So hold down the B key, and now you will see your ship fast travel to your preset destination from the navigation screen, from the map. So now that we are at Bajini Point, we can fly over and get closer to the destination. You can increase your throttle a bit to go a little faster, little by little, to make it comfortable for you. Take your time and get comfortable with the controls, as I always say. Familiarize yourself with your ship and the cockpit controls. You can always go into interaction mode and zoom in on any of these screens and learn all the screens in your cockpit, figure out and find out what they do. Take your time and just learn your ship and learn how it maneuvers and operates and everything. That's one of the main things I can highly recommend, is take your time and learn how your ship operates. Every ship in the game is different, so you need to familiarize yourself with it and learn how it maneuvers and operates, because based on all the size of the ship, it's going to act accordingly based on its size. Some will be quick, some will not so quick. So that's a pretty basic, quick explanation of how to fly out of your hangar and get flying a little bit. So that concludes this part 4 of the Star Citizen Beginner's Guide tutorial. I will be posting part 5 on the channel, so look out for that as well. And I will see you in the verse. And as I always say, stay gaming.